when I tell you the words company culture, what kind of emotion do you have? What kind of words do you associate these two words with?
What would I associate it with? I would say like company culture actually comes from motivation. And when I say that, that seems kind of strange, but it's like company culture. What brings us together? What combines us? What's part of the glue in a company setting, regardless of whichever department you're from, what you do for the company? It's like what brings us together, and that's part of the culture. So that's what I would. Well, that's actually not a word so much as a situation of engagement and connection. And so that's what I would kind of formulate as part of culture. So it's not quite a straightforward answer, but it's like culture. What is culture? It's like, oh, well, you can use words, but it's a feeling. At least for me, it is. It's a feeling that you have when you enter a company. What's the vibe? It's like, oh, are we really official? Are we casual? What's the environment like? And what's the mindset? And so that's what I would say that's, to me, is part of culture.
Mm-hmm. And the same question goes to Edina.
My first reaction when you said emotion was that I feel happy and sad at the same time, depending on what type of company culture I imagine immediately. When I think of Prezi's culture, I luckily feel happy, and I really think, that really being honest here, I'm very lucky to work in a place where when this word comes up, I'm rather feeling happy. But I know that, it could go the other way. Um, I was also thinking of sense of belonging as a term. I really liked, Susan, what you said about together or togetherness. Um, and you brought in one more thing about the why we work, how we work, and what we do together. So I think it's kind of the thing that's like present everywhere, in everything. So
Mm-hmm.
like even in your smallest email, company culture is there. If it's not there, then you know that there is some sort of misalignment happening. So for me, it's also this wholeness of a company experience, including the work and including the not so work related things. Everything goes under company culture in my head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. So, Susan, because you are in a way the heart of company culture for Prezi, naturally you'd associate it with all of this. And then Adina mentioned something very, very interesting, that others would have a good and a bad feeling about it. And every time I ask this question, the majority of people are saying, I have a good and a bad feeling. The good feeling comes from being in a good, positive culture, and the bad feeling comes from being in a bad culture. And so, unfortunately, I have to say that across the digital space, company culture has become a type of buzzword. So many employees are sharing that it's not so much about them as it's about the company. I mean, this is the perception of people who are in a negative environment, or in an environment that is currently struggling with their culture.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I like to do this exercise, because this obviously shows you what kind of environment you have